I'm Jeff Allen Wolf, and welcome to A World Gone Mad. It's WTF Wednesday, and that's the episode where I question what the fuck is Donald the Delusional One and his MAGA supporters doing now? And more importantly, how is any of this going to hurt us, the ones who actually care about our country and democracy? Okay, reluctantly, let's get into all of the new madness. Here we go. Let's start with the big one: immigration. A topic that this administration treats like a performance art piece that never ends. Today, the Department of Homeland Security rolled into New Orleans with something they proudly are calling Operation Catahoula Crunch. It sounds less like policy and more like a halftime snack. But this is no snack. This is the beginning of the next major crackdown, and New Orleans is where this phase is now kicking off. And at the exact same time, federal officials are preparing a second crackdown in Minnesota, targeting undocumented Somali immigrants in Minneapolis and St. Paul. And guess what the president said about Somali immigrants? Trump called them garbage. Garbage. A word only a racist uses to dehumanize people. These are human beings. These are families. People living in the communities they help build. The only real piece of garbage is you, Donnie boy. An insecure, old, unhealthy man with no respect for anyone or anything in our country. Trump said that people from Somalia should go back to where they came from. That's what came out of the mouth of the man running our country. How very classy from the leader of the free world. So while New Orleans braces for this wave, Minnesota is next. And this is only the latest stop in Trump's national tour. Los Angeles, Chicago, Memphis, Charlotte, one city after another. Trump's disrupted every single artery of the immigration system. Illegal crosses down because the entire machine is frozen solid. Asylum cases stalled. Refugee admissions paused. Work visas strangled. The country's immigration system has been turned into a museum exhibit. Nothing moves. Nothing breathes. Everything taped off with a sign that says, "Do not touch." And DHS is already telling you the goal: 5,000 arrests or beyond. Picture that phrasing, or beyond. That's not law enforcement language. That's someone ordering a sandwich. It means whatever they get, they want more. They're not measuring success. They're counting bodies. Meanwhile, the FBI in New Orleans suddenly feels the need to publicly announce that they won't tolerate anyone assaulting law enforcement during the operation. Think about that. When the FBI has to walk out onto the stage and declare, "Please don't punch the officers," that tells you the kind of climate we're living in. They're sending agents out with state police in marked vehicles as a visible presence, like parade floats for federal authority. And they're saying if anyone lays a hand on an officer, they're coming for you immediately. It's a strange moment when federal operations look less like law enforcement and more like an occupying force. Uniforms everywhere, warnings everywhere, tension thick enough to spread on toast. All of it wrapped around policies that large parts of the country never voted for, never asked for, and don't support. And while all this is unfolding, House Democrats on the Oversight Committee dropped another bomb. They released photos and video from Jeffrey Epstein's private island. 14 never-before-seen images showing the place Epstein used to run as his personal horror show. It looks like a tropical paradise from the outside, but history will record it as one of the darkest crime scenes in the Western Hemisphere. You see these images, you're reminded once again that obscene wealth allowed Epstein to build a fortress where horrific things happened for years. And to this day, the list of who visited that island remains the political third rail of our time. Nobody wants to touch it. Nobody wants to release it. Nobody wants to talk about it. Because the truth is, the guest list would burn through every party, every industry, every donor network, every billionaire club, every social circle from Manhattan to Malibu. So instead, we get drips of information. A photo here, a sealed document there. And every time it comes out, you can't help wondering what else is still locked away. Now let's shift over to Trump, the self-declared sharpest president of the last 25 years. That's what Donald said. And at the start of a cabinet meeting, Donald made his traditional jab at Sleepy Joe Biden. Trump hasn't let that nickname go for nearly a decade. Then Trump looks into the cameras, says he's sharper than he was 25 years ago. And immediately after making this proclamation, Donald spends the next hour drifting in and out of consciousness like a teenager in an algebra class. Trump actually nodded off during his own cabinet meeting. Not once, not twice, over and over. The man who says he has endless energy couldn't stay awake for his favorite activity, which is having people sit around him and praise him. Trump's entire cabinet was right there in front of him, ready to declare him the greatest leader since electricity. And he's over there fighting a nap like a toddler in a car seat. This is the same man who's mocked other presidents for lacking stamina. The same man who insists he could run circles around anyone half his age. And yet, here Trump is, eyes fluttering, chin dropping, in the middle of a meeting that he called. And when reporters asked Donald about it, he scolded them, accused them of being unfair, accused them of being crazy. No, sir, crazy is claiming you're sharper than ever and then drifting off mid-sentence while your cabinet pretends not to notice. And here's the bigger picture. While DHS is raiding cities, while the FBI is patrolling streets like it's Mardi Gras in reverse, while Congress is releasing images from an island built on exploitation, Donald Trump, the man presiding over all of this, is literally nodding off. That's the country right now, listeners. A giant conflict of priorities, a government in chaos, operations running full speed, institutions cracking, extreme policies being rolled out city by city. And Trump sits at the center of it all, fighting off a nap like the whole world is one big warm pillow. Now look, before I wrap this up, I want to say something personal, because I know a lot of you are feeling the same thing I am. I want my country back. Let me repeat that. I want my country back. Not in a slogan way, not in a bumper sticker way. I mean the actual feeling of living in a country that isn't waking up every day wondering what fresh circus act is waiting for us by lunchtime. Hey, I love a circus. I've worked under the spotlight most of my life. But this isn't a circus. This is a clown show. And it's been a clown show ever since Donald took office again. I'm tired of the chaos. I'm tired of the nonstop tension. I'm tired of feeling like every day is a new episode of Let's See What Trump Breaks Next. And I know you feel it too. You're exhausted. You're overwhelmed. You're wondering when the grown-ups come back into the room. You're wondering when competence returns, when kindness returns, when stability stops being treated like a weakness. These are incompetent people. These are cold, egotistical, unfeeling people. These are people who have no clue what they're doing. And they're making it up as they go along. We all see this. And the price for their improvisational governing is paid by you and me and everyone else who just wants a normal, functioning country again. And I'm not knocking Trump's age, 79 going on 80. Let me say that clearly to the listeners. I'm not knocking his age. I'm knocking his age and his medical health in relation to him being the leader of the free world. And I don't care if a president is 50 or 80 years old. I don't care if he's young enough to sprint or old enough to remember rotary phones. He or she should be sharp as a tack. He should be alert. He should be present. He should have the ability to run this country smoothly, confidently, and with clarity. Instead, Trump's running it into the ground while fighting off a nap. And that's why every Wednesday I do this, listeners, to call it out, to shine a light on it, to remind everyone that you're not crazy. The world has gone mad, and I'm still here telling the truth about it. And no one, anywhere, could do anything about shutting me up. My country, my beliefs, but not my president. If you have any thoughts or comments, it would be nice to hear from you, the listener. I keep asking, but I get mostly crickets. Either you don't care, you're too numb, or you can't take 1 minute out of your day to send me a text or an email or a phone call. A reminder, wolfpacktalks@gmail.com. WOLFPACKTALKS@gmail.com. The toll-free 24/7 voicemail box, 833-399-9653. That voicemail box has gone silent too. I feel unloved, guys. I've said it before and it bears repeating. Without your comments or your feedback, I'm sitting in a room talking to myself. I also still have that donation link for those of you that care to help my podcast. Again, this is optional, but even a small donation makes a big difference. Also want to thank one of the listeners, Caroline, who actually tuned into the Tuesday night live stream on TikTok. Thank you so much for taking the time, Caroline. I truly do appreciate the support from you. The room was made up of a lot of MAGAs going after me, so it was nice to have a fellow Democrat or anti-Trumper in there. That's your WTF Wednesday, everyone. This is A World Gone Mad. I'm Jeff Allen Wolf. I'll be back Friday. I say the shit that no one else will because I don't care who I may piss off. I'm not mainstream media. No bullshit. No talking points. No fake headlines. No soundbite clips in the background like other podcasters do. Just me. The truth has to be told. Until then, Wolfpack listeners, remain skeptical, keep focused, but most of all, stay hopeful.